Shalom, it's Izzy, your Hebrew teacher here, and this is Hebrew Chapters with Holy Language Institute. We are reading through Genesis chapter 25 today. Genesis 25, here you can see the Hebrew numbering for it. Kaf is 20 and He is 5, so Kaf He, 25, spans two parashas, two Torah portions. It begins in the Torah portion called Chayei Sarah, the lifetime of Sarah, and then it goes right on into Torah portion Toldot. The majority of this chapter, with the most, in my opinion, interesting content, is in Parashat Toldot. So let's pray, and we'll begin our study today. Thank you, Elohim God, for these old stories of our family history that explain so much about what happened long ago to cause us to be where we're at today. Thank you for these stories about people just like ourselves who lived thousands of years ago but face the same challenges and problems and related to the same God, you. Thank you for that. I pray that your Ruach, your Spirit, would help us as we read. I pray that you would unpack your language for us. Help us to lock it in our long-term memory. I pray that learning would be fun, would be enjoyable, would be stimulating. And I pray that you would give us insights that would apply to our lives and that would help us to better honor you and to do a better job changing the world for good, making it a better, more beautiful place alongside you. Thank you for that. Thanks for this study. Amen. So we're going to be starting here in the book of Bereshit, Genesis, chapter 25. We'll just be reading word by word, breaking it down as we go. If you haven't learned how to read Hebrew, stay tuned. You will still get a lot out of this. But I also encourage you to work through the 40 lessons of Hebrew Quest at holylanguage.com. That'll give you a solid proficiency in reading the Hebrew texts, much like what we're going to be doing right now. Va Yosef, the root there, Yosef, means to add to or gather or continue. It's actually the root of Joseph's name, and here it means to continue or proceed. Vayosef Avraham, who of course is Abraham. I'm not going to be translating names like that every time for you because you know these things. Vayosef Avraham Vaikach, root lakach means to take. So Vaikach, and he took Isha, a woman or wife. Shma, and her Shem, her name was Keturah. And actually the root of this name, Kuf Tet Resh, is interesting. And we're going to come across a cognate, a related root, later in this chapter. So remember that. Va-teled, verbal root there is yalad, to bear a child, to beget. So vateled, lo, and she begat to him or bore him et Zimran. So the et there indicates who was being born, Zimran. Ve'et, indicating someone else who was being begotten, Yokshan. Ve'et Medan. Ve'et Midian. That name Midian you will definitely see later in the scriptures in quite a few stories. Ve'et Yishbak. Ve'et Shuach. Ve'yokshan, so this guy named Yokshan. Yalad, so he begat or fathered. He became the father of et Shva. Ve'et Dedan. Uvnei, now Ben is son, Banim are sons. Here, Vnei are the sons of. Dedan, Hayu, they were or they became, Ashurim, Letushim, Leumim. Now, this is probably not the names of people because all three of these words end in im, which is the Hebrew masculine plural. So it probably indicates groups of people. It would be like Ashurim would be like the Asherites, Letushim would be like the Letushites, that kind of idea. And then Lumim, maybe the Lumites. The interesting thing though is this term Lumim is also used later in this chapter, referring to nations organized politically, having governments. Uvnei, and the sons of Midian, Ephah, Ethel, Chanoch. This name, Chanoch, is Enoch in English, a name you're probably familiar with from other people. Avidah, and let's turn the page, and then we will continue our study. Soaring over the landscape of the Torah, and we come to land. So who else were the sons of Midian here? Thanks for watching this trailer. To get this whole talk in audio or video format, go to holylanguage.com and subscribe. I'll see you there.